Hello, I would like to review a little bit about nested loops with you before you start on this nested loops assignment. So hopefully everybody's doing well during this quarantine and you are able to complete your work. Please make sure you're emailing me if you have questions. I'm just going to do a quick print line that prints 3, just so you can see that we're running here. All right, and then we're going to put this print line in a loop because all of your problems are going to be in loops. Most of them will be nested, but not all. Try and range. Let's do 3. I'm going to tab in here and let's print I. So it's going to print the value of the loop control variable. So we run that. Then it prints 0, 1, 2. Yep. Notice they are all on separate lines. Remember, if we want to keep them on one line, you have to do a comma and then end equals. And I like to put a space in there just so there's a little space between the letters or the numbers that print. Let me get rid of this. All right, there we go. So it prints 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so that's to get our end equals. And if we didn't want to print a number, we could just put anything in here. We could put a star in there and it'll print a bunch of asterisks. Yep, and we have end equals this, so end equals nothing. So it all prints on one line. So hopefully we're good with that. Now that's not nested, but we're going to use a nested loop here. So let's add another loop inside our loop, and notice that it is indented. I'm going to do for X in range, and let's do 10. We need a colon there, and then our print line is going to be nested inside our second loop. Okay, so for this, we're telling it we want 3 rows of whatever's happening here. And so for here, it's going to print 10 asterisks. So it should print on 3 rows. It's not going to, but I'll show you why in just a second. All right, so there we go. So it tried to print them all on one line because of this, because we have our comma and then end equals whatever. That keeps them on one line. When you're doing a nested loop, you want it to break between each running of that outer loop. So you just have to do a print line that just has nothing in it like that. And that's just the purpose of this line, is just to get your print line to move down one line. Okay, so it doesn't really print anything, it just scoots it down. So let's do that. Yep. So we've got a print line here without the end equals whatever in it, end equals quotes. And that just scoots it down to the next line. So you get what you have there. So let's look at that again. If we take that out, it's going to all try to print on one line. Yeah, which that's not what we want. So all we have to add, and this is at the same indent level as the inner loop, print, yeah, like that. Yep. Okay. What else do I want to talk to you about? Remember, the outer loop tells you how many rows you're going to be printing. So in this case, we have 1, 2, 3 rows. And the inner loop keeps track of what's happening on each row, basically, if you're keeping everything on one line, what's happening on each row. So in this case, we've got 10 different stars printing. We can make this anything. We change to 5. We can change this to 20. So now we're going to have 20 rows, and each row is going to have 5 stars printed. Yep. Okay, so outer loop controls the number of rows. The inner loop controls what's happening inside each row. Does that make sense? All right, what if we put an I here? So that means each time this runs, it's going to be a different, it's going to have a different range. So the first time it runs, the value is going to be 0, so nothing will print. The second time it runs, the value of X is going to be 1. So that means 1 star is going to print. And then it's going to keep increasing up to 20. So let's see what that looks like. Aha, interesting, no? I think that gives you everything that you're going to need for your assignment. And it's going to take you a little bit of fooling around in the assignment, and I want it to. I want you to take time experimenting to get the assignment just like it looks on the page. So if you have questions, please email me at kscott kscott@nafcs.org. But good luck. Hope you have fun doing it.